Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What do we have on the bench today? So guys, today we have a Wacker Neuson BS60-4. It's a WM100 engine. We've got a couple of issues that have come up with this one. This is one I bought used last summer. When it came back, this was a problem. As you can see, 3 of the bolts out of the 4 had vibrated out. So we'll need to get 3 new bolts for that. The fuel lines, they seem soft enough, but they did start cracking this summer and they need to be replaced. But the major issue is we have an oil leak. As you can see it dripping on the bench. There is an O-ring seal here that is a possible culprit, but there's also a shaft seal up here in between the engine and this case that could be an issue as well. Something new that I just got is this setup. So all it is a computer monitor plugged into my phone, but I got this adapter so I can plug my phone right into it, and then I can give all the parts diagrams. So there is a seal here. This here is that case we were looking at right here, and then there's also, where are you? Be patient, be patient. This is the O-ring that I was talking about that sits in between here. So I think our first plan of attack is we'll get the leg off. That'll reduce a lot of the weight for having it on the bench. And I think that may be the culprit. So we'll get some of these guards and everything off and haul that boot down, see what we got. You know, I've been thinking, if you're not subscribed yet, what a better time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, get notifications every time we load a new video. Thanks for following along. Hey guys, I flipped it around because I realized most of the things I need to get at are on the inside. Take that one. Just need this boot to come down far enough so we can get a ratchet at these. Because these are actually in pretty tight. Let's get that out of our way. Oh, don't be cranky now. we go. So it's just a little trick. It's an 8 mil Allen key, 8 mil wrench. Slide it on for tight spots. Just the smaller wrench with the amount of torque that was on these, the ratchet was ideal. There. That would have been a lot easier in the beginning. Some days.
The hammer trick didn't work on that one. Let's actually move it around without. See if I can.
This part should separate. I'm not sure how much oil I'm going to get out of this. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can show you. I'll pull it out and then I'll show you. So guys, here's what it looks like apart. So basically, we have a connecting rod here. This is a piston with a wrist pin. This is the wrist pin here. And that controls the up and down movement from the engine. This is very, very wet, so I do think it is this O-ring seal here. It does look like it's flattened out. So we'll have to get a new one of those. Because as you can see, all this is soaking wet, and this is supposed to have oil in it. So I think we did find the culprit. I may delve a little bit deeper, but I don't think it's engine oil leaking down here. But we will see. I'm gonna haul this guard off first. and see if we can see any weeping in here. So I'm trying to come up with a parts list so I can make one run to get parts. So it does have a low oil shut off light right here. See, not sure if you guys can see that. So this is just wired in, so if she does run low on oil, it will shut the engine down and give you a warning light. There's only 2 bolts. That hangs free. Get these 2 out here, and then there's a bunch on the bottom. And as you can see, the mess of oil. Great.
Clean some of this mess up before it runs in behind an inch.
One good thing is, like, there is some metal flake in that oil, but not huge for the amount of destruction that these guys put themselves in. Why do you guys remind me about the drill or the impact? Come on. So I know that the guys did have to redo this cord this summer. So I'll stop and get a new cord as well while we get this apart. Everything else looks in good shape here. This was running really, really well all summer. But, okay, get back with some parts. We'll get this done first. So as you can tell, this wasn't very long. I know the guys cut it off earlier this year, and you can see they're starting to fray there already. So is wound up. It doesn't seem like it's going to release, so. That would have been smart. I would have opened this first. So this is just rotating the spring assembly counterclockwise to create tension. There's just a big spring inside of here. This is the hole where it actually ties off. So you try and line that up here so you can actually get your new cord in. Actually, we're gonna let this go. So this new cord is frayed. So let's take a lighter, warm that end up. And that'll look after all the frays. Wind this back up again. Ow. Hurts when it lets go. On this one, it may actually be easier to go down and out. Not sure if you guys can see that in there. On this end, tie a knot. Pull this tight. I think we gotta wind it a little more than that. That's much better. Just put it back up through here. I'll pull it out a little bit more. That should be good. So, I do get new bolts for this, but I couldn't get the flange head bolts. So, just a nut and washer and some blue Loctite should do the trick. Where this is going into aluminum, I don't run it down with the impact, because you could very easily tear the threads out. That's kind of what I'm worried about is happening right there. That's exactly what's happening to that one. So what I want to do is get this blocked up. So what I want to do is get this blocked up so it's more level. Going back together. We can pull this connecting rod back out. Now, see if I can move you guys over here. You can see a little better. So there's this connecting rod, and there's a piston right here. So I think the easiest thing to do wipe this down. So we'll push down and start the connecting rod in first, or the wrist pin. Put this down. You look like you should go. Okay, so the only other thing we have to do is with that wrist pin, there's these white plugs. They go in either side of that wrist pin. So, I think we'll stand her up now, drain the rest of the oil out. I don't know if it's going to clear my light, but we'll see. Alright guys, now that I made quite the mess on my bench, I did pop the drain plug in the back, and yeah. Let's get this apart. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this back together and move on. And ask somebody with more knowledge than me how it actually comes out. Okay, I got this boot back up in place. I stood it up and warmed this up with a torch until it succumbed. So I think we should be able to take this back around. And there. Okay, now, the most selective thing we have to do with this is the fuel lines. So, I'm going to take this bracket off too, because it'll definitely give us better access. Yeah, yep. Ah, that's better. So, as you can see there, it's much better access to the fuel lines. So the worst one that we have is this one here that is very dried up. But this one here was where it was leaking in the backside of this filter. So get that one pulled off. Get a new filter put in. So these are the filters that I purchased. Said it's a lot smaller than that one. So we'll see how long these last. So we want to be able to bring this up through here. Whoops, sorry guys. I don't know why I'm being overly picky. Trying to get this one off. Come on. There you go. So put done. Around. Made that a little too long. This one. This one. I'll fit up there. Now, the other end of that in there. Now, I'll try and do this one-handed while holding you guys. So, that's that out. And then this one goes up that way. Right around there. I am heating up the end of these lines so we can get them to fit over the little bungs. So guys, after making a huge mess on my bench, down in front of my bench and trying to catch it in a bucket, I refer to the maintenance manual. This is the proper way to drain the ram gear oil. So that's the oil is in here. Loosen up the drain plug down there. Once you have it laid in a tray, take the rest of it out. As you can see, there's some metal, and you've seen me fight with that cover and I never did get it off, and you can tell someone was in here before trying to get this off. I'm going to ask around to a few of my buddies that work at some of the rental places to see if they can give me a little more direction on that, because I would like to get in and flush it out, but right now I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the right way to drain the oil. So guys, for topping up the ramming gear oil, I'll tell you is to set it up like this on tilt. That gives you access to this sight glass. You remove this sight glass, and that's actually the fill port. It says in the manual 890 milliliters, so just shy of a liter of oil, halfway to 3/4 of the way in the sight glass. So I'll get that popped out, and this just takes 1030 motor oil, same as the engine. told me how the furnace was. So how we doing? About 3/4 full. So that should be just about perfect. Now, while we're at it, just a little change this engine oil in it. Okay, let's get that done. Okay, the dipstick for this is right here. With fat finger syndrome, it's not in the best spot. And then right underneath that is the drain. Yep. With my luck. At least it came free. And why? Hey guys, the last thing should be to fire up, make sure there's no leaks. With the amount of oil I got left on it, I'm gonna have to let it dry to check on the other leak. And I won't know for sure until we actually start to use it. And seeing that it's still snowing, that won't be for a little bit yet. But let's see if we can get it started. Thanks guys for following along in this little project. So once she's cleaned up, she should be good to go back to work. I did notice I do have to adjust that shoe, but that's not a big deal. It's just to loosen that clamp. But as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It's a world of good for the channel. God bless, and we'll catch you on the next one.